So today we are going to discuss about the sample collection. Whenever we have to investigate any either the crime scene or the paternity issues, the most important factor is the sample. Whether it's a DNA sample or any other fingerprints which we have to locate at the crime scene. So today's topic is the sample and preservation requirements while proceeding for the DNA fingerprinting. So whenever we have to proceed for the testing procedure, we always search for the DNA sample, biological material. First we have to go for the collection of the biological material. In case either in case of crime scene or if we have to go for the paternity investigation. So first we will take the DNA, then we will allow it to amplify with the help of polymerase chain reaction. So to proceed the polymerase chain reaction, we have to use specific markers. The markers which we are using for DNA fingerprinting are STR markers, which we have discussed last time. Short tandem repeats. What is STR? STR is the short tandem repeat markers. These are specific markers. They amplify our genome. As we know, the short tandem repeat number varies from person to person. So these short tandem repeats are 13 to 15 base pair. These short tandem repeats are 13 to 15 base pair long. So whenever as we know, whenever the things are proceeded, so what we do, whenever the things are proceeded in the PCR chain reaction, then we allow it to go for the separation. So separation of the DNA fragments takes place with the help of by the size with the help of capillary electrophoresis. Here we are using capillary electrophoresis, in which the bands are separated as per their size. Then using bioinformatics tool, where we are able to analyze the banding pattern, what is the difference if the sample which we have collected at the क्राइम सीन सस्पेक्ट वाला सैंपल मिलता है दूसरे वाले बंदे के साथ, जो हमारा मतलब द सैंपल विच वी हैव कलेक्टेड एट द क्राइम सीन and the sample which we have collected from the sample, if it match, then means our suspect is the criminal. But there are certain hindrances also which we have to take care while proceeding for the sampling. So whenever we have got the matlab, like we have analyzed the things, then DNA profiling can be observed either by taking DNA from single source or from the मिक्सचर, डिपेंड्स ऑन द ऑरिजिन कि हमने क्या लिया है. सो आई विल do one share I will share one diagram with you on the screen. So this is how we proceed for the Instagram. I have taken the camera, it's here. So as you can see on your this whiteboard or screen, so what is first we have to characterize, how we will characterize what are the steps which are involved in the DNA testing. First overall is the evidence, हमें evidence क्या मिला वहाँ पे जहाँ पे commit हुआ है crime, and second will be our suspect जो हम लोग develop करेंगे. In case of जो हमें evidence मिला, that is our question which we have to solve with the help of the DNA fingerprinting technology. So what are the different steps which are involved there? Like I have zoomed this thing. Crime committed scene पे हमें क्या, we have to always first of जब whenever the investigators used to come at particular site at the crime site, first the evidence they are looking for the biological material. First they are observing for the biological material. It will be hair, it will be semen, it will be blood. So these are most important biological materials which are mostly used in DNA fingerprint technology. So at the crime committed site, so obviously whatever we will get the sample, that is sample of question. So there are different techniques which are involved there, like serological testing, biological techniques, technology, and lastly the genetics. So if we will say what serologically we have to proceed, we have to first go for the collection of sample. This is the first parameter. We don't have to contaminate this thing. Then second is the sample storage. As we have to take sample from the crime scene, then we have to take the sample to the laboratory, forensic lab. Then in the forensic lab, they will go for the characterization. They will go for the characterization whether the sample which have been collected from the crime scene is biological or it's not biological sample. So how they will proceed with that clue. So if it is biological, then they will go for the extraction of DNA, quantitation of, then amplification with the help of the STR markers. This was a biological process. Then with the technology, if we will use, we will go for separation of bands with the help of capillary electrophoresis, then detection, then data interpretation. Like softwares are already available there, they will give the results whether the sample collected is perfectly or they are giving the positive results for DNA profiling or not. Then at the last statistical and interpretation कि जो हमारा क्वेश्चन है, मतलब क्राइम पे जो हमें एविडेंस मिला है, क्वेश्चन सैम्पल जो है, whether that is relevant or that is matching with the suspect one. Then again we have to proceed for the same steps, like in case of suspect development. Again, that is our reference. We have to confirm with the suspect which we are suspecting is whether the criminal or not. So again we will proceed for the same thing, but there we will not go for the characterization because obviously we will take the biological material from him only. So first we will go for the collection of the samples, then the sample storage, then again we will proceed for the extraction, quantification, amplification with the help of STR markers, then detection or the separation and the interpretation of data with the suspect one. If our question Q and our question Q here and our suspect K matches completely, then we have to go to the code that the suspect and the sample which we have collected from the crime scene is same. Then on that basis the court will give their judgment, or if it is not, then we can plead with the case that the suspect and the crime scene evidence are not matching each other. But here we can take different suspects. It's not necessary that we will take only one suspect. There are really multi suspects which can be there. So depends on which whatever, like we are having suspect number 1, we will call this as K1. Then suspect number 2, we will call this as K2. Suspect number 3, K3. Like that we can compare all the DNA profile K1 to Kn with the question sample Q. If it is matching with any of these, then that means the person has done the crime. So if we will proceed now with the sample collection, as we all know, DNA is present in every nucleated cell. DNA is present in every nucleated cell, whichever is or any biological material which is left at the crime scene. So we have to carefully isolate the DNA, analyze that biological material with the help of the polymerase chain reaction. Then this polymerase chain reaction is able to enable multiple copies of the DNA with the help of STR markers, short tandem repeat markers. And the mostly biological material which is used for the forensic testing is the blood stain and the semen stains. These are the most important two biological materials which are applicable for the DNA fingerprinting. So if we are having like how their sample will be there, DNA sample will be there. It will be from your hands, it will be from your mouth or nose, or simply any general body part like blood will be there or like semen will be there. If we will talk about the hands, हाथों में से कैसे sample आएगा? Like we are agreeing the criminal have used the rope to climb up to their apartment. So rope will be the source from which we will be able to extract our DNA. Shoelaces will be there, keys will be there, knife handle will be there if he has used knife for the crime scene, or doorbell if he has directly entered from outside to inside with the help of doorbell, or door pull handle door pull. Even bottle caps, there are many other areas from which we will be able to get DNA source from the hand, like hammer. Hammer, the criminals they use hammer, or sometimes gloves. How gloves? Interior part of the gloves, which is which is completely attached to the hands. So this was the, if we have to take the DNA source from the hands. Now another is the mouth and the nose. मुंह से भी आ सकता, नाक से भी आ सकता, like if they sneeze, tooth अगर गिर गया नीचे, या sometime while during the fight if tooth is broken down, or either toothbrush, toothpick is there, telephone wire, or gum, envelope there, chocolate bar, or any bit, or the even जो हमने last time पढ़ा था cane, ये beer cane if they have used it, or if they have drinking water, from there also we will be able to go for DNA isolation. This was the second, and the third was general body part. If we will take, if the criminal is using hat like cowboy hat, or like round hat is there, so from there also we will be able to isolate the DNA. Or hair comb is there, eyeglasses, or even if the criminal has buried the remaining parts which are present there, from buried part also we will be able to collect the DNA. और इवन बर्नड मटेरियल ना कहीं से ज़ाला पच्चीस में DNA फिंगरप्रिंट का, वो बर्निंग से भी हम लोग DNA सैम्पल्स ले सकते हैं. इवन टीयर्स, सॉक्स आर देयर, इवन यूरिन, इफ द criminal has done urination in the snow, we will be able to isolate DNA from there also. Then we will proceed for the further biological processes. Now we are having mostly the biological evidences at crime scene will be from three persons. It will be from the suspect, जिस पे हम victim जो मतलब मर गया है, suspect जो है हमें जिसने criminal किया होगा, and the third one will be the witness. Again I will repeat, we are having biological evidence. These biological evidences will be from three persons. First will be the suspect, second will be the victim, and third will be the witness. Suspect's DNA can be present on victim's body or clothes, or suspect DNA can be present on any object which is present in that room, in that particular area, or in particular location. Suspect's DNA will be present. This was about the suspect. If victim's DNA, we will say victim's DNA will be deposited on suspect's body or body clothes. It can be present on any object or location. Or if we will talk about the witness DNA, if someone is there who has seen the crime, then his DNA can be present on victim or body, or victim or suspect's body, या clothes. Witness can witness DNA can be deposited on object and location. These are many three parameters from which we will be able to isolate the DNA. So again I will repeat, suspect's DNA which can be deposited on victim body or cloth or object or location. Then second is the victim's DNA deposited on suspect body or clothes, location or object. And third is our witness, and witness DNA deposit can be on suspect or witness cloth. Second is the object or any location from which we will be able to isolate our DNA. While like whatever we have to whatever the sample or the evidence we will get, we have to make sure, we have to be sure that whatever the DNA profiling we have to proceed should be meaningful, and later on it should be legally accepted by the court, because we have to show that the suspect is a criminal or he's innocent there. So all the procedures should be in a proper way. If there is any error in the DNA profiling, then the court will not accept our results. So it means whatever the evidences which we are able to get from the crime scene should be carefully collected, preserved, stored, and then later on transferred to the forensic lab. Then later on transferred to the forensic lab. So there is one institute called as National Institute of Justice. There is one institute called as National Institute of Justice, which has given a brochure to the police enforcement, so that these police enforcement are the person who are first reaching to the crime scene. So there is the like precautions what these police enforcement has to do and what they has not to do and not to do things. And this brochure is entitled with the whatever law enforcement officers should know about the DNA evidence. The entitle is whatever law enforcement officer should know about the DNA evidence, as these are the persons who first reach to the crime scene. So whenever even we have seen in India, we have seen the like yeah, CBI, or we have seen this one or CID, one of the famous television show, in which we have seen whenever these investigators are entering into the like scene or entering into the crime place. So first they use gloves, they allow gloves so that their DNA should not contaminate the suspects or evidence DNA. So it has been like crime scene investigators have told that we are having different, we characterize DNA sample differently. Like there will be the DNA sample which will be belonging to the unknown person, like unknown sample will be there haphazardly. So we have to be sure that whatever we are have to be sure that the sample which we are collecting should be very specific. This is the unknown sample वहाँ पे हो सकता है crime scene पे. Or second, we can say that we can eliminate the DNA. We are having samples like family members या बाकी चीज़ें victim का अपना रहेगा. So we have to eliminate those samples. Then third will be the biological material left by the individual. जो जैसे पुलिस वाला अंदर आया, उसने कोई बायोलॉजिकल मटेरियल डाल दिया, तो ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि एम्बिग्विटी क्रिएट हो सकती है ये 3 DNA सैंपल से. सो फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ़ यू टेक द एग्जांपल टू अंडरस्टैंड दीज पॉइंट्स. फॉर एग्जांपल हमारी गाड़ी चोरी हो चुकी है, तो हम लोगों ने जो हमारे स्टीयरिंग है उसका DNA सैंपल लिया, व्हील्स का सैंपल लिया, हैंडल का सैंपल लिया, लेकिन उसमें DNA सैंपल किस किस का होगा? एक तो जो मालिक जो है उसका हो सकता है, सेकंड जो कार ड्राइव करता है ड्राइवर हमारा उसका हो सकता है, और थर्ड जो हमारा जिसने चोरी की है सस्पेक्ट और द क्रिमिनल वन. सो इन केसेस में क्या है कि मीन्स जो हमने ये लिया, ये तीनों जो हमने सैंपल्स लिए, जैसे स्टीयरिंग का लिया, गाड़ी हैंडल का लिया, तो ऑब्वियसली 3 सैंपल्स मिलेंगे, तो इससे हमें एम्बिग्विटी बढ़ेगी, तो रिजल्ट्स प्रॉपरली नहीं आएंगे. वी विल नॉट बी एबल टू sure that the sample which we are or the DNA profiling which we are proceeding is our suspect's DNA. So while searching or while proceeding for the एक शातिर दिमाग होना चाहिए कि हमें समझ आना चाहिए कि जो क्रिमिनल है हम क्रिमिनल का कहाँ से DNA लेंगे, ना कि हम लोग ड्राइविंग लाइक गाड़ी की हैंडल का लेंगे while we are having the owner the driver will have used the same place to open the car. So we have to be very specific for the isolation or for the searching of the DNA of the suspect. Now we have to go for if we have to go for the collection of the sample whenever we are reaching the crime scene, first and the most important parameter is the avoid contamination. So whenever we are entering, so we don't have to sneeze or cough, so that if we will cough or sneeze, that will lead to the contamination of the biological material which will be present at the crime scene. Second, whenever we are touching anything, we have to always wear latex gloves, or we have to take the sample with the help of pluckers or the tweezers so that our DNA should not get involved in the suspect's DNA. So whatever, if we are getting the cigarette bit chain here, we have to take with the tweezer, then place in a bag, but all the samples should be placed separate from one another. Maybe there will be more than one criminal involved in that case. So whenever, if this like if we are having the liquid type of sample, like if we are having the blood stain or semen stain are there, so these are liquid, so there is water before packaging it. So what we have to do, we have to go for air dry. We have to go for air dry. But if the blood sample is there, we will take this blood sample with the cotton swab, so we will allow it to dry so that there will be no contamination or there will be no growth of microbes or the molds on it. Otherwise they will lead to the contamination. They will degrade our DNA by secretion of enzymes. Then this sample will not be used for the forensic purpose. So it has been said that when packaging of material can be done either on envelopes or paper bags. Blasting of material, sample material, evidences can be done on the envelope or the paper bag. But it has been, they avoid mostly using the plastic bags. They avoid mostly using the plastic bag because plastic bags maintain humidity in it, which can lead to the degradation of the DNA sample. While storing these packages in the deep freezer or wherever in the cold storage, we have to mark these, from which date we have collected, from which case it belongs to, and the timing, and the collection date, timing, and item number. How many items are placed in this particular package material. So even we have to like if there is, they are having specific cotton swabs which are used for DNA purpose. There is a one common technique called as double swab technique. There is a commonly technique which is mostly used for the isolation of DNA from the blood sample or for the semen. They use a one common technique that is called as double swab technique. Say they first take the swab like earbud जैसा हमारा जो होता है वैसा. They first take the swab, moisten with the swab with the sterile distilled water. Then they allow the swab to on the floor. If there is a blood stain, they are allowed to get moistened so that the cells which are present in this blood stain will get moistened. Then all the moisture will come on to this swab. Then we have to air dry this before storing. Then another swab we will take, normal another sterile swab we will take. We will again remove the stain or any remnants present on the floor with the another swab. So this is the double swab technique in which we are using two swabs for the same sample. But we have to be sure that the swab which we are using should be air dried before storage or before preservation procedure. But there is a one check, this is normal case, but in case of like if we have to go for if there is a rape case, that time we have to take the sample from the vaginal fluid of the female, so they are a little tricky. So what they use, they simply use these cotton swabs so that the sperms which will be present in the vaginal fluid of the females should come onto these swabs. Then later on from these swabs they are able to go for the extraction of DNA. So even sometimes what they do, they use sellotapes so that the whatever the material present on the vaginal fluid will come onto these sellotapes or the sticky material. Then from these sticky materials we will be able to go for the DNA isolation. Even what they do, even they can use certain types of nylon like in southern blotting silicon nylon filter papers. Even they can use these filter papers on which they can take the evidence material, then these filter papers are treated with the enzymes which will allow the longevity of the DNA. So this is how even we can go for preservation of the evidences. So if we will talk about the evidence, like we are having different types of swabs present, different types of swabs are there, like, but the mostly swabbing, if we have to go for suspect swab, what we will do, we take a simply cotton swab, then we take a we take a sample which is rapid and painless. अगर हमें किसी एविडेंस मतलब सस्पेक्ट से क्या लेना है, सैंपल लेना है, डीएनए सैंपल, वी नीड टू प्रोसीड. So what we do, the DNA sampling should be such that it should be rapidly easily available and painless. We take a buccal swab, so we take a cotton swab and then we place it on our buccal cavity so that there are soft skin or the loosely cells present on our buccal, so these will directly come onto this swab. Then from this swab we will be able to go for the DNA isolation. But as the cells are very minute, these are transparent, we are not able to visualize these cells with our naked eye. So the best, like where we are sure that we have taken the sample, is obviously the blood sample, because we are able to see with blood with our naked eye. So we can take blood sample from the suspect, we can place spot this on the filter paper, which is treated or untreated filter paper, then we can go it for the DNA profiling. So this is the how these swabs are important in the crime scene, or how these swabs are utilized in the crime scene. There is a one famous case in the, maybe in the Europe. There was a one continuously serial killer, so these sentenced or the police were not able to locate the suspect or the criminal who is the one who has done these crime. So that case was called as German Pantheon. German Pantheon. So within in 15 years of this gap, they were not able to correlate the who is the murderer. Later they found, after 15 years, they found this is the lady who was doing these crime scenes. But how she used to get rid, how she got caught, the lady was working in the company which was manufacturing and packaging of DNA collection swabs. अगेन आई विल रिपीट, 15 साल तक एक यूरोप में क्या था, एक केस चला था, इन्वेस्टिगेशन हुई थी जिसको बोला गया था जर्मन पैंथॉम. लेटर ऑन उन्होंने क्या देखा कि एक औरत है जो ये क्राइम कर रही है, और जो वो औरत है, डीएनए सैंपल्स हमें क्रिमिनल साइड क्राइम साइड से मिल रहे थे, बट वी वर नॉट एबल टू ऑब्जर्व किसके साथ है, क्या है क्या नहीं. लेटर ऑन आफ्टर 15 years, वी हाउ शी वॉज कॉट, शी वॉज कॉट बिकॉज शी वॉज वर्किंग इन द मैन्युफैक्चर कंपनी जहाँ पे डीएनए स्वैब्स कलेक्शन स्वैब्स बनते हैं. क्योंकि जब इन्होंने क्या देखा कि जब ये स्वैब्स लेते थे क्राइम सीन पे, तो इनको मिक्सिंग आता था, यार वहाँ पर भी यही सीन है, यहाँ पर भी यही सीन. और दे जो इन्होंने स्वैब्स ले, एक बार इन्होंने सीधे डीएनए फिंगरप्रिंटिंग इसकी कर दी विदाउट यूजिंग दिस स्वैब, कॉटन स्वैब एट द क्राइम सीन. इसकी डीएनए फिंगरप्रिंटिंग कर दी. बोला अच्छा, मीन्स ये जो बंदा जो हमें क्राइम सीन पे मिल रहा है ये इस कंपनी में. देन अगेन दे वेंट टू द फैक्ट्री और द प्लेस वेयर दिस कॉटन स्वैब्स आर मैन्युफैक्चर्ड. वहाँ पर इन्होंने डीएनए प्रोफाइलिंग की. This is how the DNA fingerprinting plays an important role in the DNA fingerprinting play important role in the suspect or in the crime scenes.